Hi, everyone, and welcome to Speak English with Us. I'm Holmes, and I am so happy you're here with me today. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been so tired that your brain just stopped working, like completely switched off, right when you needed it the most? Because today, I want to tell you another story, a true story, about the day I got on the wrong train, fell asleep, and woke up in a city I had never been to in my life. Now, again, I am fine. I made it home, eventually, but that afternoon was one of the most stressful, confusing, and honestly, a little bit funny experiences of my life. And just like always, by the end of this story, you are going to walk away with 10 real, natural English words. Words like platform, departure, disoriented, navigate, and destination. Words that native speakers use every single day, especially when things go wrong. So get comfortable, relax, and let's get into it. Okay, so let me set the scene for you. It was a Friday afternoon. And if you know anything about me, you know that Fridays are my favorite day of the week. The week is almost over, the weekend is right there waiting for you, you can almost feel it. That free, relaxed Friday feeling. You know what I mean, right? I had been at work all day, and it was not an easy day. Back-to-back meetings, a project that was not going well, and I had skipped lunch, which is always a terrible idea. Always. If you skip lunch, your brain starts to slow down around 3 o'clock and you become, honestly, a little bit useless. By 5 o'clock, I was exhausted. Exhausted. Completely, totally, deeply tired. Not just sleepy. That whole body kind of tired where even lifting your bag feels like a big effort. Exhausted. I packed up my things, said goodbye to my colleagues. Colleagues, by the way, are the people you work with. Your colleagues. I said goodbye. And I walked to the train station. Now, I take the train every day, my daily commute.
A commute, that is the regular journey you make from your home to your workplace and back again. Every day, the same route, the same train, the commute. For most people, the commute is something you do automatically, without even thinking about it. And that, my friends, is exactly where the problem started. I walked into the station. It was busy. Friday afternoon busy. Lots of people, lots of noise, bags and briefcases everywhere. I looked up at the departures board. Departures, that is the board in a train station that shows you the list of trains that are leaving and what time they leave. The departures board. I looked at it for about 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And I thought I saw my train. Platform 4. Leaving in 3 minutes. Platform, that is the area in a train station where you stand and wait for your train. The long, flat surface next to the track where the train pulls in. The platform. Platform 4. 3 minutes. I moved fast. I got on the train just as the doors were closing. I found a seat, put my bag on my lap, and sat down. I let out a long breath. Made it. The train started moving. The city passed by the windows. Buildings, streets, trees. I put in my earphones, closed my eyes. Just for a minute, I told myself. Just 1 minute of rest before I get home. Here is the thing about telling yourself you will rest for just 1 minute when you are truly exhausted. You will not rest for 1 minute. I woke up to silence. Not the kind of silence you get on a moving train, the kind of silence that means the train is not moving at all. Stopped, completely still. I opened my eyes. And the first thing I noticed was the light was different. The windows showed something different. I was not in the city anymore. Outside was a small, quiet train station, trees, a few buildings, a sign on the platform. I sat up and read the sign. It was not my stop. It was not even close to my stop.
I had never seen this station name in my life. That feeling, that moment when you wake up somewhere and you do not know exactly where you are or how you got there, that is called being disoriented. Disoriented, when you are confused about where you are, what time it is, what is happening around you, that dizzy, lost feeling. Disoriented. I was completely disoriented. I grabbed my phone. It was 6:47 in the evening. I had been asleep for almost an hour and 40 minutes. I had missed my stop by, I quickly checked, 9 stops. 9 stops past where I was supposed to get off. I looked out the window again. The platform was emptying out. People were walking away. And then the train doors closed, and the train started moving again, in the wrong direction. Okay, do not panic, Holmes. I looked at my phone and tried to figure out where exactly I was. The station name, I typed it in, and the map showed me something that made my stomach drop a little. I was almost 2 hours from home. 2 hours on a Friday evening when trains run less frequently. Frequently, that means often, many times. When something happens frequently, it happens a lot. The trains were less frequent in the evening, meaning fewer trains, longer waits between them. Right. So, I needed a plan. I got off at the next stop, a small station with one platform and a vending machine, and I stood there, bag over my shoulder, trying to navigate. Navigate, to find your way, to figure out the right route from where you are to where you need to be. To navigate. Pilots navigate planes, ships navigate the ocean, and I, Holmes, was standing next to a vending machine trying to navigate my way home from a town I had never heard of. The next train back toward the city was in 40 minutes, so I sat down on a bench. And I waited. Now, if you are enjoying the story and finding it helpful for your English listening skills, I would be so grateful if you took just 1 second to subscribe to our channel. It really does make a huge difference for us, and we have so much more coming for you. Okay, 40 minutes on a bench. Let me tell you what happened. I was hungry, very hungry. I had skipped lunch, remember? And now it was nearly 7 in the evening, and my body was making its feelings very clear. I went to the vending machine. I had just enough change for a small packet of crackers. Crackers, not exactly dinner, but when you are hungry enough, crackers feel like the best thing in the world. I sat back down, and then an older man sat down on the bench next to me, a stranger. A stranger is simply a person you do not know, someone you have never met before. A stranger. He looked at me, at my tired face, my slightly confused expression, and he said, "Long day?" And I laughed. "You have no idea," I said. We started talking. His name was George. He was a retired teacher. He lived in the town and came to the station every Friday evening just to watch the trains and have some time to think quietly, which I found beautiful, honestly. I told him what happened. Wrong train, fell asleep, 9 stops too far. He laughed warmly, not at me, with me. And then he said something I have not forgotten. He said, "The best trips are the ones you did not plan." And right there, on that bench, eating crackers with a stranger named George, I kind of agreed with him. The train back arrived exactly on time. I said goodbye to George, got on board, found a seat, and this time I did not close my eyes, not even for a second. I watched every single stop go past. I was not going to miss my station again. I got home at 8:53 in the evening, almost 4 hours after I had left work. A commute that normally takes 35 minutes had taken almost 4 hours. I walked through my front door, put down my bag, and sat on the sofa. And I felt it, that warm, full-body feeling, relief. Relief, the feeling of comfort and relaxation that comes after a stressful or difficult experience, is finally over, when the tension leaves your body and you can breathe normally again. Relief. I ordered food, I watched something easy on television, and went to bed at 9:30, which is for me extremely early. But that night, I slept perfectly. No snooze button needed. And now, the English bridge, because there is always something bigger in these stories. Think about what happened to me on that train. I was on my commute, my routine, the thing I do every single day without thinking. And because I stopped paying attention, because I was on autopilot, I ended up somewhere completely different from where I wanted to be. Does that sound familiar? A lot of English learners go on autopilot too. They watch the same videos, review the same vocabulary, practice the same phrases they already know. It feels like learning, it feels comfortable, but they are not really moving forward. They are just riding the train, eyes closed. Real progress in English happens when you get a little uncomfortable, when you try a new grammar structure, when you speak to a real person, even though it feels scary, when you listen to content that is slightly above your level. Getting on the wrong train was stressful, but I met George. I saw a new place.
I had an experience I will never forget.
Sometimes the wrong train takes you somewhere worth going. So my challenge to you today is this. Try something in English that makes you a little nervous. A conversation, a new podcast, a video without subtitles. Get on the wrong train on purpose. See where it takes you. All right, my friends, word tour time. 10 words from today's story. Listen, repeat, remember. Commute. The regular daily journey between your home and your workplace. Commute. Departure. The time a train, bus, or flight leaves a place. Departure. Platform. The area in a train station where you wait and board the train. Platform. Exhausted. Completely and totally tired. Deep, full-body tiredness. Exhausted. Colleague. A person you work with. A workmate. Colleague. Disoriented. Confused about where you are or what is happening around you. Disoriented. Frequently. Often. Many times. When something happens a lot. Frequently. Navigate. To find your way. To figure out the right route from one place to another. Navigate. Stranger. A person you have never met before. Someone you do not know. Stranger. Relief. The feeling of comfort and relaxation after stress or difficulty is over. Relief. 10 words. Say them out loud if you can. Write one in a sentence before you sleep tonight. Small steps every single day. That is how you get there. That is it for today's episode of Speak English with Us. Thank you so much for being here with me. 15 minutes of English listening practice. You should be proud of yourself for showing up. If this story made you smile, or if you learned something new today, please share it with a friend who is also learning English. One share, that is all we ask. And leave me a comment below. Have you ever taken the wrong train, bus, or flight? Or have you ever woken up somewhere and had no idea where you were? Tell me your story. We would absolutely love to read it. Keep practicing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now. Happy learning.